Yo, it's Squeaky Clean here, Matt. Today we're going to be changing fuel pump relay on the EK. Lately when I've been driving around, I can hear the fuel relay clicking when it's kind of getting to the point where it's getting a little bit warmer, meaning when the circuit heats up. So when the circuit's cold, the car runs fine, but when it's a little bit warmer, it has a little bit of a bogging. And when it bogs, it basically cuts off the fuel and stuff like that, and it makes the relay click a lot. So I suspect the relay is probably bad. If not, I'm going to diagnose it further, maybe change the fuel pump. Maybe the fuel pump is bad. Recently I had a tank replaced on it because the old tank was rotting, so I bought a used tank. We took out the pump assembly, so maybe the pump finally gave way. So today we're going to be changing the fuel pump relay on the EK. And any kind of interesting stuff that we might encounter, I will post it up on this video. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the fuel pump relay. Let's unpack it. I got it off Amazon just because I don't want to drive around. I guess I could have gotten an old OEM fuel pump relay, but I don't want to risk it. So anyways, I think this cost me about $65 or something, which is quite pricey, but it's got good reviews on it. And essentially this is it. This is the fuel pump relay right here. It's quite big for the EKs. Here we go. Relay main assembly, 12 volts, blah blah blah. I'm sure all of you guys seen it before. If not, here we go. All right, so for those who don't know, the fuel relay, for the EKs, it actually resides behind here. In my particular case, I've looked at it before, and it's not attached to anything. So the first thing you got to do is you got to remove this thing. And if you look inside there's these little retainers, right, on both sides. There's one here and there's one here. And essentially what you got to do is you got to squeeze on the box. Here, you got to squeeze this in. And by squeezing it out, you release it. So here we go, we're going to do that now. So you have to basically push those inside in towards the box, and then it will let the box flow through. So as you can see here, I released them. Now the box is just flowing. I'm just going to let the box flow and all my crappy contents from inside of it. But anyways, who cares? So if you look inside here, here's my trusty fuel relay, and it's kind of just moving around with a harness. It's not even attached, which is, it's kind of bad. I guess this is the original relay, but I don't want it to just wiggle around like that and move around because I want it to be more stable. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this side piece here, and there's a bracket on the side that we'll be able to attach it and mount the fuel pump relay to the side. Or if I can, I'm just going to mount it inside there some way to make it more secure. I don't like things to be bumping around. So let's remove the side piece here and see if we can mount the bracket. So surprise, look what I found. I found a little mount over here with a threaded, with threads, which means I can probably thread one of the common 10mm bolts that are throughout the Civics and stuff like that are front known, or at least find a nut that will go in there, or a bolt that will go in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the relay like that on the side over here out of the way so it doesn't wobble. So I'm going to do that now and disconnect this fucking thing. It looks kind of beat up. I don't know where it's been, so maybe the relay is just take it stole. So we're gonna disconnect that. We're gonna mount a new relay here. I'll show you in a second, and that's we're gonna hopefully get that rectified and go for a rip. See if it fixed everything. If not, we're gonna have to diagnose and probably change the fuel pump and look more into it. Normally what I would do is I would look at the harness and stuff like that for this relay. It doesn't look like the harness has been chopped up. It looks like it's the factory harness. And again, appearances could be deceiving. I don't know who did a swap on this car, so it could be worse. So I might have to trace back into the engine bay and trace the whole harness from the ECU and stuff like that. Maybe there's a little bit of a short, but the way this works is it literally, when the car is cold, it warms up, it bogs, or it cuts off probably for maybe like 10-15 minutes straight, and then once the relay is fully heated up, or the car is fully heated up, it literally goes away. And what happens is you'll hear a click, like tick, like a relay click, and then it'll basically bog the fuel, and it will kind of like appear like the car goes ooh, 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 and then it'll go. So I thought it was a fuel filter. It's not. I thought it's shitty fuel. It's not, because if it was those things, it would be happening on a consistent basis. I thought maybe it's my cap and rotor. It's not, because those have been changed and everything is good. I thought it's maybe my coil, same thing. But again, this only happens periodically, and it appears probably to happen only when the circuit and the whole car is heating up. So I doubt that it's anything major. It's most likely the relay, but we'll go from there. So I'll show you guys in a second how I'm going to mount it. All right, here's the thing mounted. Whoa, it looks looks like factory. Nice place for it. That's most likely where it goes, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened there. It seems that this thing's been bastardized. As you can see, the clips and everything has been taken off. I guess someone was in a huge hurry to remove it or something. But anyways, new fuel pump relay is in. We'll go for a rip, and I'll report to you guys if it fixed the issue. All right, all the best. Thanks for watching. So hopefully this helps you out whenever you need to replace your fuel relay, as well as it's not just about replacing the fuel relay. I'm letting you know of the problem that I found with my car where it was bugging, and maybe hopefully this helps you guys out. Shout out to Struggle Clothing in Buffalo. They outfitted me with a new cap, and I really love their clothing shit. It's going to really help me out when I'm doing some work on the car where it doesn't fuck up my head, or it's going to help me while I'm working on the car, because it's going to help keep my head and hair protected from any grease or any kind of stuff and stuff like that. Anyways, shout out to Struggle. Peace.